Sometimes when I know that I have something to say and I want to really make sure that what it is that I'm saying is coming from my heart, I legitimately like press on my heart to activate that space. And what I'm going to say matters to me. What I'm going to say matters in general. And I don't want to mess it up, to be totally honest and totally human with you in this moment. It occurred to me yesterday through a various divine series of events. Something that I already have known to be true, but means something different right now because of the current climate of our world. And that thing that I have always known that means something different now has to do with jealousy, has to do with competition, has to do with projecting our insecurities, our own individual insecurities out there on someone else. So here's what I got for you. When we see something that is so beautiful and so powerful, if we are not okay and at peace and accepting of our own individual and inherent power and beauty and magnanimous nature, we're not going to be okay with that beautiful thing out there. That really is the nature of jealousy. Jealousy is unrecognized power within ourselves. So you see someone else who's doing something that you want to do. You see someone else who looks the way you want to look. You see someone else who has some swag that you want to have. And if you're not okay, if you have not come to a place of peace or healing around your own internal swag or beauty or whatever, you are immediately going to look at that person, place, or thing. You're going to judge it. You're going to crucify it. You're going to dismiss it. You are going to try and get that beautiful thing as far away from you as possible. So again, I say, just to keep it concise, when you see something that is so beautiful, it's going to reflect back to you all the ways in which you are not stepping into and allowing your beauty, and therefore you're not going to like that beautiful thing out there. And I believe that so much of that concept is what is going on, has gone on for centuries under the surface. The underlying energetic vibration is that Black culture has so much wisdom, so much power, so much beauty. And for those of us that are not okay with our particular brand or version of beauty, we immediately are challenged by that. We are immediately challenged by the swag and that melanin magic that they show up with. And it makes us look at ourselves. It makes us subconsciously acknowledge the ways in which we're not stepping into our power. When I say we, it could be anybody. I'm not trying to, put anything really in any particular category other than to acknowledge the underlying energetics that are going on. And I know that to be true from purely a human standpoint. That is a human condition. That is a human response. No matter what your skin color, no matter what your gender, no matter what anything, that is a human response. That is an unhealed, energetic response to what you see out there. And let's be real, y'all. Black culture is beautiful. Black people are beautiful. There's a lot of conversation out there about how they dominate athletics, they dominate the music industry, they dominate the fashion scene, and those are just some examples. That doesn't speak to the breadth of the wisdom and the offerings that Black culture has to the human race, but those are some of the ones at the top, right? So if you're looking at someone, or some sort of space that has that amount of swag to it, that amount of, again, power, that amount of yeah, what's up? Yep, this is me. If you're looking at that and you are not comfortable owning your own swag, your own yeah, what's up? This is me. Then you're going to be for sure threatened by that. You're going to be for sure, unhinged by what that stirs up in you. What it is stirring up in you is the awareness that you need to do some healing. That's what being triggered is. Being triggered is our body's way of telling us, hey, there's some work to do here. Hey, we've kind of reached our limits and our capacity of love. Cancel clear, not our capacity. We have a limitless capacity for love. So what I want to say is we've reached our conditioned limits for love. We've reached the end of our storyline, and now we're here at this triggered space because our body is telling us this is where we need to grow. This is where we need to do better. This is where we can expand our definitions. So this unrest that we're feeling, this push-pull, this tension, yes, there is, and there are a million and one different ways externally where things are so broken and systems are faulty and everything is jammed up, for sure. And those need to be addressed. And that's what we're all fighting for. And, that's part of the process. One of the other parts of the process for me, and because this is my medicine and this is how I roll and this is what I know and this is what I teach, the other part of the process is to look beneath the surface at the underlying energetics that are going on here. And really and truly, there's so much power in that space, so much power in Black culture. But if we're not okay with ours, we're never going to be okay with theirs. And it comes from this really false belief that there's not enough room at the table. You know what I mean? I don't know what that's about. I'm a no to that. It's not true. It's not real. There's plenty of room at the table for each person's, each culture's, each gender's particular swag and offering to the human race. It makes me think of this beautiful part in one of my favorite documentaries, Dave Chappelle's Block Party. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. It is spectacular. Some of my favorite musicians. He puts together this kind of impromptu free show in New York, and he's got all the peoples. He's got Roots Crew, Dead Prez, Common, Mos Def, Talib Kweli, Jill Scott, Erykah Badu, Fugees. I mean, he's just all of the beautiful deliciousness of the genius that comes from Black culture. I'm not saying that only Black culture has that swag. I'm just saying that's part of what they're offering. In any case, during this piece of the documentary, they were doing some behind the scenes thing, and the camera crew was talking to Jill Scott, and I think at that time Erykah was out there performing, and I don't know, somebody made some comment to her how are you going to follow that up? Or wow, is she so amazing? Or are you nervous? Or something along those lines. And Jill Scott just kind of turned around and looked at this person and was like, have you never seen me perform? And what was amazing for me as I watched that was she held her space in such a queenly way. There was no vitriol, there was no aggression, there was no screw you, how could you think I can't match up to her? There was none of that. It was just this real convicted, have you never seen me perform? How could you even ask that question? Not because it's a stupid question, but because what she went on to explain was that her queendom does not affect or take away from my queendom. We both respectively hold our spaces as queens, as all females do on this planet, and there's plenty of room at the table. And the reason that she knows that is because she's so in alignment. She's so succinct and convicted on this is my medicine, I'm the shit, that's what's up. And just because she believes that doesn't mean I can't believe that, doesn't mean you can't believe that. That's not what we're dealing with here. We live in a limitless cosmos. How on earth could we possibly think that me acknowledging my beauty and my power and my swag somehow means that you can't acknowledge yours? Or that it somehow means that there's not enough space for yours, or yours means there's not enough space for mine. That's not at all how this works. There is plenty of room at the Queen's table for all of us. There's plenty of room at the power table for all of us. Regardless of how it's packaged, whether it's packaged in Black culture, packaged in white culture, packaged in, Asian culture, packaged in feminine gender, masculine gender, trans, like, doesn't matter the packaging. If someone carries with them a vibration that challenges us because we are not allowing ourselves to step into our power, because we are not acknowledging the amount of power we have, if we are so scared to death of acknowledging how incredible we are, then when we see someone or something that acknowledges how incredible they are, we're going to be threatened by that. And that's not on them, that's on us. As individuals, as groups, that is on us to go in and do the inner work. As I said a moment ago, yes, there are external manifestations, systems, structures, policies that absolutely unequivocally must be changed. Yes. And you have to do the inner work. We have to. We are the point of origin for everything out in our world. We are the point of origin for everything that we create. So if something is creating a sense of dis-ease or unrest in my system, that's on me to go in there and be like, hey, body, you're kind of triggered. Hey, body, you're kind of feeling jealous. Hey, body, you're kind of feeling judgmental right now. What's that about? What is it that that person is reflecting back to me that I'm not okay with? What is it that that person is reflecting back to me that is unhealed still within me? Because that's all. That's what it is. When we feel angry or defensive or judgmental, that's because we are trying to protect the pain that's underneath. That is the energetics of emotions, and that is what's happening. So when someone creates that within you, when a group of people create that within you, your job, my job, I'll speak for myself, because I'm not exempt from this. I get triggered for sure too. But when that happens, my job is to go in and do my own work and figure out what it is about this magnanimous creature that is making me feel small. Because I'm not small, and neither are you. But we play small because we are afraid to step into the magnanimous glory and power that we all embody. Anything other than that is just an excuse to not do the work. Anything other than acknowledging that is just the conscious choice to not be what it is that the universe designed and intended for you to be. So if you see something beautiful, if you see something powerful, acknowledge it for the beauty and the power that it is and that it has. Because when you are able to do that, then you'll know that you have acknowledged your own. I love it. I love to see people show up and sort of toss their shit around a little bit and be like, yep, not in an egotistical, overt way, but in a convicted, aligned way. It feeds me when you step into your power. It feeds me and gives me more permission to be the queen that I am when I watch all these other beautiful queens do what they got to do and show up how they're called to show up. And the reason that I'm able to, and the reason that it does feed me, and the reason that I love that shit is because I know exactly what it is that is embodied here. And I know that because I have done the work and I continue to do the work. So let this be an invitation to do your inner work and know that that is where ultimately the longest lasting change is going to occur from. That's where it's got to start for sure. That's where it's got to start so that so much of what has come to fruition can end. So go look at those beautiful things, acknowledge them for what they are out there so that you can acknowledge what it is that's in here. I love you.